She turned then to descend the stair, her heart in tumult. Had she better keep her distance and question him, her husband? Should she run up to him, take his hands, kiss him now? Crossing the door-sill, she sat down at once in firelight against the nearest wall, across the room from the Lord Odysseus. There, leaning against a pillar, sat the man, and never lifted up his eyes, but only waited for what his wife would say when she had seen him. And she, for a long time, sat deathly still in wonderment, for sometimes as she gazed she found him, yes, clearly, like her husband, but sometimes blood and rags were all she saw. Telemachus's voice came to her ears. Mother, cruel mother, do you feel nothing, drawing yourself apart this way from father? Will you not sit with him and talk and question him? What other woman could remain so cold, who shuns her lord, and he come back to her from wars and wandering after 20 years? Your heart is hard as flint and never changes. Penelope answered, I am stunned, child. I cannot speak to him. I cannot question him. I cannot keep my eyes upon his face. If he really is Odysseus, truly home, beyond all doubt we two shall know each other better than you or anyone. There are secret signs we know, we two. A smile came now to the lips of the patient hero Odysseus, who turned to Telemachus and said, Peace, let your mother test me at her leisure. Before long she will see and know me best. These tatters, dirt, all that I am caked with now, make her look hard at me and doubt me still. As to this massacre, we must see the end. Whoever kills one citizen you know, and has no force of armed men at his back, had better take himself abroad by night and leave his kin. Well, we cut down the flower of Ithaca, the mainstay of the town. Consider that. Telemachus replied respectfully, Dear father, enough that you yourself study the danger, foresighted in combat as you are. They say you have no rival. We three stand ready to follow you and fight. I say, for what our strength avails, we have the courage. And the great tactician Odysseus answered, Good. Here is our best maneuver, as I see it. Bathe, you three, and put fresh clothing on. Order the women to adorn themselves, and let our admirable harper choose a tune for dancing, some light-hearted air, and strum it. Anyone going by, or any neighbor, will think it is a wedding feast he hears. These deaths must not be cried about the town, till we can slip away to our own woods. We'll see what weapon then Zeus puts into our hands. They listened attentively and did his bidding, bathed and dressed afresh, and all the maids adorned themselves. Then Phemius the harper took his polished shell and plucked the strings, moving the company to desire for singing, for the sway and beat of dancing, until they made the manor hall resound with gaiety of men and grace of women. Anyone passing on the road would say, Married at last, I see, the queen so many courted. Sly, caddish wife, she would not keep, not she, the lord's estate until he came. So travellers' thoughts might run, but no one guessed the truth. Great-hearted Odysseus, home at last, was being bathed now by Eurynome, and rubbed with golden oil, and clothed again in a fresh tunic and a cloak. Athena lent him beauty, head to foot. She made him taller, and massive too, with crisping hair and curls like petals of wild hyacinth, but all red golden. Think of gold infused on silver by a craftsman, whose fine art Hephaestus taught him, or Athena, one whose work moves to delight. Just so she lavished beauty over Odysseus's head and shoulders. He sat then in the same chair by the pillar, facing his silent wife, and said, "Strange woman, the immortals of Olympus made you hard, harder than any. Who else in the world would keep aloof as you do from her husband? If he returned to her from years of trouble, cast on his own land in the 20th year. Nurse, make up a bed for me to sleep on. Her heart is iron in her breast." Penelope spoke to Odysseus now. She said, "Strange man, if man you are, this is no pride on my part nor scorn for you, not even wonder merely. I know so well how he appeared boarding the ship for Troy, but all the same, make up his bed for him, Eurycleia, place it outside the bedchamber, my lord, built with his own hands, pile the big bed with fleeces, rugs, and sheets of purest linen."